favorite thing about running PDSA cycles in your classroom?
The motivation it gives my students.
I think for the students, the main thing that I've learned is it kind of helps them make their learning visible.
Talk to me about the PDSA cycle. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it because it's better than like to just like try to plan it all out in your head.
I'm definitely Team CI. I don't think it added anything to us. It was already things that we're doing, components that we're doing, and a format to put it in.
The best way I would explain it is it's just goal setting, you know, getting the students involved in setting goals that are achievable but yet challenging for them, and getting students excited and motivated about their learning.
So I want to ask you about the study section of your PDSA board. This is when you guys take the time to look at your data. Can you tell me a little bit about how that helps you to be able to see that data?
It motivates me to do better.
You had some data in here where you colored a graph. Can you tell me a little bit about this graph?
I really want to get it all the way to the top,
Uh-huh.
but it's hard to get it all the way up there.
It is hard to get it up there. Do you feel like in a first grade classroom they really understand that data piece when you go over that with them?
Yes, they understand meeting the goals, not meeting the goals.
And have you found any ways to be more successful sharing data with students?
Something visible sometimes, like the charts.
4, 14, 6. And when they see that on a chart or on data, it really makes sense in their mind. They can see their dot.
When you're tracking data, it doesn't always have to be really high tech.
So the first time you took this test, what did you score in which percentile?
60%.
In the 60th percentile. And then you took it again in October, and where were you in October?
68%.
And then in December you took it another time, right? And how did you do that time?
84%.
So each time, what did you do?
Got higher and higher.
Uh-huh. And that was your goal, right? To keep getting them better and better each time, right?
It can really just be a way to quickly gauge where the kids are, and they can see, and they're motivated by that 100% just like we are.
They're motivated by actually seeing growth.
It helps me know how many students will pass and how many will don't, so we can have our celebrations.
Celebrations are fun. Our goals are as a class, and so because they are as a class, the students encourage each other. They want to pass our goals because there's a reward attached to the end of our goal.
So when they see that number going up throughout the week, that helps both them and helps me tracking progress.
And I've even seen them helping each other and showing each other different strategies to try to help us meet our goal.
So of all of these strategies, which one was the most helpful for you as a learner? So you like games.
Games is fun and acting out.
In a time where students haven't met the goal, what do you as the teacher do to help continue to motivate them?
I just talk about, you know, we're not going to meet every goal, but we'll come back to it. We'll keep working towards it, and that's pretty much what PDSA cycles are about.
Has there ever been a time when you didn't meet your goal? Has anybody not met the goal?
Yeah, sometimes the first time up there, right there was the 12, we didn't meet our goal, but now today we met our goal.
How does it feel if you don't meet the goal?
We will just say, oh man, and then next day we'll say, we'll have another chance next day, and then we'll make it.
So you'll have another chance to make it, yeah. How do you feel when you make it?
I feel happy.
Do you see those numbers move up? How does that feel when you see those numbers starting to move?
I feel proud of myself.
Proud of yourself? That's a good feeling, right?
I feel like whenever I don't give a pre-assessment, I just teach something. Like, you know, I don't really think about what my kids' needs are. So either the way I teach it is too hard for them or too easy.
It totally drives instruction. It's kind of like backwards by design model. Having that information prior to starting the instruction, you know what kids need. You also see the misconceptions.
When you saw that, how did you feel knowing that only one kid at the pre-assessment is showing that they know how to do that work?
I was like sad inside my body, but then I was like happy on the inside because I was like, the people who got it wrong, it's okay, because that just shows that we need like a little bit more practice.
Most of my pre-tests are not long, just enough to see what they already know and what they need to know.
You know, it helps me to plan instruction better so I can see where my kids are currently at and how I can better help them so they can meet those goals.
So when we use the PDSA cycle, At first when I was using it, I was worried that I would be leading too much, but as we go through and asking the students' opinion about what they think is working, that kind of feedback is imperative for a teacher trying to elevate their students to the level of high expectation that we're looking for these days.
As far as the plus delta chart goes, I know some teachers are kind of scared to try that sometimes. What advice would you have for those teachers?
You know, there's no right or wrong answer when you're doing the plus delta chart.
The plus delta chart. So that's what you guys are looking at when you get to that final section of the PDSA before you move into a new cycle, the ACT. Can you talk to me about what you guys do with the plus delta chart?
Yeah, we kind of like vote, like see what we want, like what's better for us.
Have you found anything that maybe you guys have been doing, but taking the time to reflect on it, you've kind of been able to say, hey, that didn't really work for us, or we didn't like that?
Like it happened to me in Miss Robertson class, like about math. I couldn't like get the lattice way or the any other way. I would like better like get traditional, like to write down the letters like on top of each other, and then like figure out like what the answer is.
So you were able to discover that all of these other strategies like the lattice, maybe that wasn't the best strategy for your brain. The best thing that worked for you was using the traditional strategy.
But some of the deltas, it is hard because it's kind of hard to be vulnerable with your students in that way. But at the same time, it's really refreshing because they will be honest and let you know, well, this didn't really help me.
When the students are given a voice, they're also given a choice, and that kind of drives instruction.
Their input is valuable. It's all there just to help us grow.